Okay, so now we're back. It's been 20 minutes and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take the colanders out of the water. And for that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put on some gloves. It'll be just a moment. All right, we're gonna try doing this one-handed again and see how successful I can be. So I go ahead, I gently push in again one more time before I take it out. You know, being careful not to go and to cause too much agitation. And usually two-handed is what I do with this. And I hold the colander off to the side a little bit and I let the water drip out before I go and I take this much further. And as you can see in the water, there's dirt in there, there's lanolin, and this is going to create a little bit of suds on your water as you're emptying or you're letting it drip out. And I just let it drain. And it takes a couple of moments. You don't have to with the method I use, I don't have to let it drain completely. I just don't want a whole bunch of water on that, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this colander and over to the salad spinner. We are going to go ahead and we are going to dump that fleece right on in. And I straighten it out just a little bit, being careful, and put the lid on, and I'm gonna go ahead, and this one is a pump style, and I just start spinning it. Now, for your water and the best thing to do is to go, and especially on your first wash that has the lanolin in it, has the dirt in it, is to not dump it down your pipes. And a lot of people do dump it down their pipes. They have no problems with it. You know, if you dump it down your pipes, it is at your own risk. You know, best thing to do is to take it and empty it into a bucket. I've done it especially on extremely dirty or extremely greasy fleeces, and to keep things from going down my pipes and but you know, best practice would be to go and to do every single time on this first. The additional ones aren't going to have the lanolin in it. The dirt is going to be much less. And so you could go and you could dump it then down, you know, the pipes in the house. And you know, if you really want to be extremely careful, just don't do it. Just, you know, dump all your water outside. You know, the choice is up to you, but best practice would be to go and to dump this first batch, wait for it to be dumped outside. Now, the salad spinner stopped. And we're gonna go take the lid off, and take this out, set this up on the side here, and we have a bunch of dirty water. We're gonna dump that out, put that back, and we are gonna spin the fleece again. I spin my fleeces in the salad spinner until basically there is very little water that comes out of the fleece. What this does is it goes and it does a few things. When you're washing it and when you're doing your scouring, when you're doing your rinsing, it gets the dirty water out of the fleece. And by doing that, what happens is when you put your fleece back into your clean water, you're not going to have you're not going to have more dirty water introduced. And I have actually measured how much I've spun out of a fleece before, and I've had up to 2 cups. And sometimes it's a little less, sometimes, you know, it could be more. And it just all depends. And again, you know, quite a bit of dirty water there. Just dump that out. And that is Lexi. She's decided she's not getting enough attention, so she is going to go and get her squeaker ball, and she is going to go and make a bunch of noise. And there we go. There's Lexi. Hi, Lexi. And she is my 2-year-old German Shepherd who loves attention. She's probably trying to figure out why in the world is mom talking to herself. And so that one had very little water left. So we're gonna dump that back into the colander that I had set aside. And you'll feel the weight difference of the fleece too once you go and you get that excess water out. And I set that aside. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a moment. I'm gonna get rid of the water and we're gonna get this second batch going and we'll get ready for our rinses. Okay, so we have our fleece now ready to go back. It's gonna go in for a rinse. We're gonna do this for 20 minutes on the rinse. I always do everything at 20 minutes. So I just set the colanders into the dish pans. And that, again, I do just a press lightly. Just gently press the wool under the water. And that I do that a little bit just to try to get it to saturate some. And then leave it. And then again, we're going to go ahead. We're going to press gently. And even with these gloves on, this water is hot. And now it's getting to a point where this is starting to get a bit uncomfortable on my hands. And, you know, trying to keep my hands in there for much longer ain't gonna happen. And that,